Welcome back to Mindful Restarts. We have created a video for all learning types explaining the universal law of oneness. Please be sure to visit us at mindfulrestarts.com for 10% off your first order. We have the link listed in the description below. The Law of Divine Oneness, in-depth explanation. Definition: the law of divine oneness states that everything in the universe is interconnected. At its core, it emphasizes that all beings, objects, and phenomena are fundamentally linked, and that we are all part of a single unified whole. Conceptual understanding. This law suggests that our individual existence is intertwined with the existence of everything else. Every thought, action, and experience is a part of the greater whole. Recognizing this interconnectedness can lead to a greater sense of empathy, understanding, and responsibility toward others and the world. Key principles. 1. Interconnection. Every action, thought, and emotion affects the greater whole. 1. The way we treat others and ourselves reverberates throughout the universe. 2. Unity and wholeness. There is no true separation between us and others. 2. All distinctions are part of an illusion of separation. 3. Collective responsibility. Understanding our role in the greater whole encourages us to act with mindfulness and compassion. Stories and analogies for different learning types. 1. Storytelling, narrative learners. Story, the ripple in the pond. Once upon a time, there was a small pond in a tranquil village. One day a child dropped a single pebble into the pond. As the pebble hit the water, it created ripples that spread outward, touching every part of the pond. The ripples didn't just disappear, they continued to travel, affecting the water far beyond where the pebble had fallen. The villagers soon noticed that the ripple effect wasn't just limited to the pond. They observed that acts of kindness and love spread throughout their community in a similar way. When one person was kind, it often inspired others to be kind as well, creating a wave of goodwill that connected everyone. This story illustrates the law of divine oneness by showing how even small actions can have far-reaching effects, demonstrating that everything is connected in a larger web. 2. Visual learning, spatial learners. Analogy, the web of life. Imagine a vast spider's web. Each thread in the web is connected to others, forming an intricate pattern. If you tug on one thread, the entire web responds to the change. The strength of the web relies on the connection between all threads. Similarly, in the web of life, every individual is like a thread. Our actions and choices affect the entire web. If one thread is damaged, it impacts the whole structure. This visual analogy helps to understand how interconnected and interdependent we are. 3. Kinesthetic learning, physical learners. Activity, the unity chain. Organize a group activity where participants form a large circle. Each person holds hands with the people on either side of them. Ask everyone to gently pull on each other's hands to create a tug-of-war effect. Discuss how the force exerted by one person is felt by everyone in the circle. This physical activity demonstrates how individual actions and forces impact the collective. Just as each person's action affects the group, our individual actions impact the larger whole of which we are all a part. 4. Logical mathematical learning, analytical learners. Analogy, the domino effect. Consider a line of dominoes set up in a pattern. When one domino falls, it causes the next one to fall, and so on, creating a chain reaction. Each domino's fall is dependent on the previous one. This illustrates the law of divine oneness by showing how each event or action is connected to the next. Every individual is like a domino in this chain, influencing and being influenced by others in a continuous cycle. 5. Auditory learning, verbal linguistic learners. Discussion, the symphony orchestra. Think of an orchestra where every musician plays a different instrument. Each musician's performance contributes to the overall symphony. If one musician plays out of sync, it affects the harmony of the entire piece. This analogy highlights the law of divine oneness by showing that every individual or instrument plays a role in the larger collective experience. Harmony and unity in the orchestra reflect how our actions and experiences contribute to the greater whole, integrating the law of divine oneness. Personal reflection. Reflect on how your actions and emotions affect others. Consider keeping a journal to note how acts of kindness or negativity impact your relationships and surroundings. Mindfulness practices. Engage in mindfulness practices that enhance your awareness of interconnectedness, such as meditation focused on sending positive energy to others or visualizing yourself as part of a larger whole. Community involvement. Participate in community activities or volunteer work. Engaging with others and contributing to the collective good reinforces the understanding of our shared existence. By exploring these stories, analogies, and activities, you can deepen your understanding of the law of divine oneness and appreciate the profound interconnectedness of all existence.